There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left. That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
It is dark.
It's
very dark.
All right, welcome to the last podcast on the left, everybody. That's Marcus, and I'm Ben. With us, as always, we got this fellow here to my right.
Hong Kong, here's Nebraska. Oh, I got a wonton in my hat. I keep it because it's lucky.
Oh, yeah. Why is it so lucky? What makes it so lucky?
It's the last one in the universe.
Really?
Oh, keep it for secret. Keep it for special.
How'd you get the
Don't
last...
you take my last wonton. This is we're gonna I have to limit how much I do Hong Kong. You know what I mean? It's just like It's got to come and go. It can't always be Hong Kong.
Well, Hong Kong, of course, for the new listeners out there, the two girls with the wonderful bosoms. Hong Kong.
I'm sorry. Please stay.
Please stay.
Will you
Please.
stay? No matter what it is that he says,
No.
he's going to say horrible things.
No, I will not.
All right? You just don't. I'm just saying. Please. It's fine. We got this. We got this.
We got this, yeah.
Either way, well, thank you for being here. Hong Kong, Henry Zabrowski. You haven't done Hong Kong in a very long time.
No. I go in and out.
So
yeah.
I really enjoyed hearing that again.
Yeah, it's good to do it when it's live so people can see that I'm not Asian, because when you hear my accent, you're like, is he actually Chinese?
Does he have a wonton in his hat?
Oh, my God, because I am a chameleon of character work.
That's right. His voice wraps you into a different world of racial ethnicities.
I'm the Lon Chaney of dumb podcasts.
That's right.
Very much so.
Indeed. All right. So today we're going to be discussing serial killers, which we do very often, and we've decided to fill out a baseball dream team.
Take me out to the ball game. I'm sorry, that's all I know of that song. But we're doing a fantasy baseball
Fantasy
type team.
baseball team. So we're going to fill out the baseball diamond that you see behind you. And for those at home, Google baseball diamond, and then you'll see a Google image of it. And you can play right along with us. So let's start with number one. Let's start with our Steinberg of our baseball team.
Steinbrenner? Is that what you said?
Steinbrenner, yeah, not Stein.
Yeah, okay,
Any
that's fine.
Jew
That's
name
fine.
will do.
I
They all own
I
baseball
don't
teams.
understand the fundamentals of baseball. Like we
Sure.
decided to do this and put characters in baseball positions, and then I realized I don't know what each one of them does.
Well, we do know one thing. The owner controls the baseball universe.
Is
And-
that true?
Oh,
What does an
absolutely.
owner do?
Oh, they sit around, smoke cigars, get blown. You know, what all
Why
owners do.
aren't we baseball owners?
We're not smart. Yeah.
Okay.
And so our owners are going to be the reptilians.
Yes. So the reptilian overlords, these are the people that are making the big calls. They're putting people in. They know what's going on. Lord Draco, he just came here from Nibiru. He loves the smell of peanuts because they remind him of his eggs when he shoots them out of his cloaca, which is a combination of vagina, asshole.
Isn't that stuff?
Yes.
So reptilian eggs smell like peanuts.
Oh, I mean, to him. To us, it's different. But
That's
whatever
true,
it
that's
is,
true.
the people that made us, the people that harassed the brown people that used to live on Earth and made them into what we are today, the horrible, gangly white people.
Yeah.
Gangly is the
I mean,
right
you're gangly.
I'm
more of a.
gangly.
I'm like a Kirby. I'm shaped like Kirby.
Yeah.
From
Yeah,
Nintendo.
he is a bit more of a Kirby the Love Bug, and then of course Kirby the video game character.
Yes,
You
yes.
consume all things, and I would love to drive you around sometime. All right, so
Really don't like that.
no, it's disgusting.
And anyway,
It's a
shape,
section
or
when you
form.
window,
That's
and
really
no one wants to
disgusting.
visualize
I hate
it.
that.
So we got the reptilian overlords, and of
Yes.
course, if you want to learn more about the reptilians, listen to we talked entirely about them.
But the last
Yeah.
25 episodes.
The last
we've
25
been talking
episodes.
about reptilians because it's a big theory. And if you really want to get into it, I got some new stuff to drop on for people who've been listening for a long time. It's like there is a B story about the resistance against the reptilians, and that's coming up.
That's right. So that'll
Yeah.
be in the last podcast on the left. So make sure you give that a listen.
So we should probably start with it. Do we want to start from management on down, or you want to
think we
get
should
into
go
the
man-
actual meat of the team?
Well, let's get to our manager first.
Yes, so the
okay.
manager is the one who does the day-to-day. He really decides like who we're playing against. So let's say this team is like, let's say we're going up against a New York Yankees, or we're going against a New York Mets. You know,
Yankees?
like how the Cubans say it.
Ah, yes.
The New York
No, I-
Yankees. How Derek Jeter would say it. Derek Yater, as they call him on the
yes.
team.
Well, it's very difficult for him to talk with all the vagina in his mouth. But that's true. So we're going to go with a manager has to have a skill set that is controlling yet properly manipulative. He has
He's
to have enough
he's got to
charm.
stand out, and he's also like he's driving people. He wants to pick a group of people that can do what he wants them to do.
He wants to drain as much energy out of them as they can physically expel.
And also just tap that ass when he can.
And occasionally tap
Yeah.
that. So in our situation, our manager is Marcus. Would you like to reveal?
Charles Manson.
The manager of
Manson.
all serial killers. Like, if you're going to pick someone who has got the skills, like, this is a CEO material.
Yeah.
You
Absolutely.
can't have Charles Manson sitting around stuffing envelopes.
Yeah.
He's just the
He's
kind
not
of
a
guy.
mailroom guy.
No. He's going to work his way up to schedule manager first. You know, and then he's going to be Big Papa very soon. It's because, again, it's like, how are you going to get this sort of this ragtag team of misfits that we're about to put together? How are you going to
This is a
snap
team of
them in control?
scabs. You know,
yeah.
baseball is on a lockout. There's nobody else to perform this wonderful physical feat that they do out there on the field. So
Yes.
we got to get a bunch of serial killers.
Chucky Manson. Yeah, he's
And
ready
plus,
to go.
Charles Manson, he knows how to win ball games.
He does
He
know how to
does.
win ball
Yeah,
games.
Yeah,
I
what
mean,
you
you
do
look
is
at-
you find the pregnant players on the other time, and you sneak into their bedrooms at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
the
he
pitcher
goes
just seems
big.
to be aiming for the woman's womb. That's very interesting. He loves to kill babies.
So what position do we start with
Let's
here?
start
the
with-
team?
let-
So
let's
what do
start
we
with
want to
catcher.
call our team? I want to say let's call it the Pig Bloods.
The
Let's
Pig
call it the
Bloods.
Wisconsin Pig Bloods.
Wisconsin Pig Bloods. It sounds like a fantastic sausage, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
Let's start with our catcher and just build our way up.
No, if you're gonna picture in your head a serial killer who's gonna be a catcher, who really, when it comes down to who are you gonna
Folks
who
in
are
the
you gonna
audience,
choose?
who do you think? We got a catcher. It's a serial killer. Who do you think it's going to be?
That's actually really
Pretty
interesting.
good.
Oh,
I mean, it's
interesting.
not
But you know
bad.
what?
That is
Not
interesting.
technically a serial killer.
No, he's
Nah,
not
more
a
of a
serial
bomber,
killer.
spree killer.
He is, you mean a freedom fighter and a truth seeker?
Completely
Yes.
accurate with all of his irrational thoughts. That's-
Absolutely.
No,
We-
but good suggestion. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're going for the more traditional route. The reason why I became a catcher because of the things that you see on television that show you who these catchers
You
are,
were a
which
catcher?
is I was a catcher for 6 years for baseball, but I don't remember the sport.
Interesting.
Yeah. John Wayne Gacy.
John
Wayne
Gacy is our
Gacy's got a
catcher,
catcher's
everybody.
build. And also it comes down to it is that, he's one of the boys.
He's one of the guys.
He's like one of those guys. It's like he's a drinker. He's a guy you want to hang out with. He's like the catcher.
He's
the
in
personality
construction.
of the team. Yeah.
The catcher,
blue-collar
on-
guy.
He's a blue-collar guy. The catcher on any baseball team has to have the largest collection of porn. And as we know, John Wayne Gacy, he was a connoisseur of the nasty pages.
And stuff, and he was making himself. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
And he was like, oh yeah, he was really great.
And it's a
22 boys were dead because of him.
It'll
But
happen.
he's the catcher of the team.
That's
This is the
right.
kind of
But
guy you want in there.
That's the kind of backbone you want on a serial killer fantasy baseball team. You want a man who has killed 22 boys. Not to mention, of course, he'll wear the clown makeup as a catcher, which gives the pitcher a point of focus.
Yes.
You know what? Actually, you're selling them short. 33 boys.
33
that's
boys,
right.
John Wayne
Yeah.
Gacy, everybody.
Yeah. And suspected of 34 plus.
Isn't that something?
And in fact, recently they're going back to John Wayne Gacy's neighborhood because they're thinking that he may have hid more bodies in separate locations.
Well, that's what one nice thing about killing kids. You got double the room. You know,
Oh,
they're so damn tiny. I mean, you got fill a
Yeah,
room
just
with
you just
70.
stack
just
them up.
fold
Yeah.
them up and shove them
What
in
you
there.
should
like
get is one of
pizzas.
those like fun storage bags you see on infomercials where they suck all the air out.
vacuum
Yeah,
bag.
vacuum sack.
He vacuum seals all the kids. And I do want to see that infomercial. It's just so convenient. Their
You can
phone just-
get the good Baker's dozen kids' hands in this sack.
This is amazing. Either way, he's our catcher, and I think for good reason. Let's go to first base.
First base. You
Now-
had a solid theory
Well,
as we
first
were walking.
base is a difficult position. You have to be relatively stocky and relatively large. So
And you're a
I'm-
go-to guy. You're
You're
a
a go-to
clutch
guy. You're a power hitter. You're a slugger. You're the Barry Bonds of your team. You're the Sammy Sosa. Although I am not going to say that these folks are doing any illegal steroids. These are moral individuals.
These are moral people.
That's
yeah.
right. I'm going to give this to David Berkowitz, the son of Sam.
Yes, I
and-
can see that. Yeah.
It's a bit of a cliche answer, I think, because he only killed 6. He mostly missed, which is kind of a diss.
And the best part is that he's also got a great, but the best part about him is that, he could trip people up because he's got that dog running up
That's
and
right.
down the line.
That
Like
he-
back and forth.
If you
it's
do
like all up on
if you
people.
do manage to get a hit and you're running to first base, he'll unleash the dog on you.
Oh, yeah, and he's coming right there and he's going like, kill the women,
Right.
kill the woman.
And I'm
it's
thinking-
like, I can't concentrate.
The killing won't stop until he's had his fill of blood.
That's a good point.
God, I love him.
And also,
He had
the
a lot
thing
of
is,
personality. My mom was very scared of him.
Yeah, she was lived in Queens at the time,
Did
right?
he kill women that look like large pierogies with hair?
No, my mom was beautiful.
Oh, okay. No, I meant her. I love her. No, but this is the deal as well. David Berkowitz, he did shoot and he missed more than he made. But that is a relatively, as far as baseball goes,
But
I would
the
give him
big
a
thing is-
.400. I would give him a 400.
But also in terms of like true
batting
hand
average.
strength, is that he was using a 44. He was using a fucking Old West
Right.
shoot 'em up, like an
Difficult
OK
gun.
Corral type gun, big heavy fucking steel man hammer.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so it's like you can't just like boom. He's like going out there, and he's never killed someone before because he's doing the devil's will.
That's
you
right.
know, it's like he wasn't trained to do this.
That's
you
the
know,
thing.
he just got told a job to do, and he was following
When
orders.
the devil possesses your dog, who he knows you talk to, then you will do the devil/dog's will.
You got to do it, which means you step out there. You find the only gun that you can have. It's like, who knew? If you
agree.
only knew that you could garrote people while they're sleeping.
Okay, can you go into this garrote? You've said it multiple times
A
this
garrote's
weekend.
piano wire.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very
It's a
efficient
mafia
way to
weapon.
kill someone.
Yeah.
Oh, piano wire, beautiful. I love it. All right, so we got our first baseman is David Berkowitz. So we have
We
the
should maybe go to our.
reptilians.
We should go to our pitcher. It's
Do you
a
want to go to
clinch.
the? I feel like the pitcher should be done last.
Okay. Okay.
Let's just go around the bases.
Yeah.
You know, somebody just hit the ball.
What
and
is a second baseman's like job?
Why are you looking at me?
Marcus
What
doesn't
is
know
a
anything.
second baseman's
A
job?
second baseman's job is to look over to third base and wave to him.
Okay.
And then look over to first base. Oh, hello. And basically, a second baseman's job is to be ready for the ball whenever the ball is hit towards him. And then he throws it to that third baseman who he's now cordial with, or that friendly first baseman.
Okay, so
I don't know.
Who should we? All right. So what are we
Yeah.
going for? You just need like. Is he just a solid baseball player?
He's
He's a man in the middle of the field.
the man in the middle of it all. The man talking to the pitcher every now and again.
Oh, so we're looking at a Dahmer here. We're looking at a Jay Dahmer.
The thing
Right?
is, I guess we could do that. I was
Go-to guy.
I was thinking Zodiac.
So the problem with Zodiac
because
is
it's
that you never know who.
a mysterious position for a mysterious man.
No,
That
but
is
you.
true.
That's
Let's have a
true.
debate.
But the
And
thing is,
let's
it's
go to
like,
the
but
audience
you
as
also
well.
you can't be playing baseball with a fucking sack over your head.
What do you mean?
He's got a pillowcase over his head. He can't fucking.
He's
see
got
it.
eye holes in it.
Yeah, but it's shifting around.
Jason Voorhees had his sack over his head the
Jason
entire
Voorhees
first.
is fueled by paranormal power.
All
So
right.
was the Zodiac killer.
All right, here I got.
Zodiac Killer was a man. He was just jealous of people in love.
Oh, please, don't be so negative towards him. He's done a lot for us.
All right, this can maybe give you some information. The second baseman often possesses quick hands and feet, needs the ability to get rid of the ball quickly, and must be able to make the pivot on a double play.
I'll give
Oh,
it to
he's the Green River Killer.
Oh yeah.
That's a Green River Killer.
Yeah, Gary
You're
Ridgway.
snatching people up on
I
you're
agree.
snatching
I
people
agree.
up on the street,
Yeah.
and you got to ditch him quick. He was not caught for years.
I know, I agree.
You know, he's
Yeah.
again go-to guy.
He's a go-to guy. A Green River killer. I forget his actual name.
Gary Ridgway.
Gary Ridgway. He killed upwards of 80 people.
71 confirmed victims, as many as 90.
As many as 90
God
folks, and he
damn.
was
Convicted
not
of
caught
48.
for a good 25 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he's a solid second baseman.
He's a regular Wade Boggs of the serial killer world, and that is one of 4 baseball players I know.
Famous second baseman, Jackie Robinson.
There we go.
He's the
And
Jackie Robinson of serial
I
killers.
don't know if he broke a color barrier because he is white, which tends to be the race of most serial killers.
90% of serial killers are white males, and
White
most
power.
of them are middle-aged.
Good job,
You
whites.
don't- but you don't actually see any. Like, I'd love to. It's really great if a woman wants to really make it in life.
Uh-huh.
You could be a serial killer because you will shoot to the stratosphere. You'll get so much attention.
Well, you
Well,
look
I mean,
at that
Eileen-
You'll be
monster.
the Tina Fey of serial killers.
What about Eileen Wuornos?
Of course. Well,
You know,
she
like-
can't be
She
in the,
was-
this
she was
isn't-
doing
this
things
is,
that
okay,
have-
first of all, there will be no woman on my diamond. Okay? this is not a league of their own.
But
Tom
that
Hanks
shows
isn't in
that there's
this.
a problem, and the fact that we can't have a women's league of serial killer baseball team
That's true.
members shows that there is a fucking divide.
And not to mention, if we wanted to bring Eileen into this, hey, John Wayne Gacy's already the catcher. That's the only position that fat woman can play.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I agree.
nice.
I agree with you on that one.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Sure.
big woman. She could when the guy turns around third and tries to knock the ball out of her hands, she can stand her ground.
Hit him with a pipe.
Absolutely. Oh, actually, maybe she would be a great catcher. She's our backup catcher.
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll
Yeah,
say
yeah,
that.
yeah.
She's wonderful. All right, so we got our second baseman.
And then we said shortstop. We already knew a shortstop for me. You know, again, he's quick. He's the you're looking for the Derek Jeter of the team.
That's right.
You know, Ted Bundy,
The heartthrob.
the heartthrob of the world. He's out there. It's just like the girls love him. You got to do something to put butts in the seats.
Absolutely.
You
No,
got
Ted
Ted
Bundy
Bundy out
sells. He sells tickets.
He's got a good face.
Ladies in the crowd, what do you think about Ted Bundy? Would you agree that he is the most attractive serial killer that's ever existed?
Right?
And
Yeah.
if Ted Bundy came up to you and he was crippled and he was like, "Oh, I need help getting into my Pontiac," would you help him get it into his Pontiac? You would, even if you know that he's going to rape and strangle you.
No, you never know, but
No,
you
but
don't
that's
know
the-
that. You don't know.
Oh,
the
that's
whole-
why-
That's the game.
That is the truth, though, isn't it? Yeah. And that's the thing about a shortstop. You never know when the ball's going to come towards you. You just have to be ready to act whenever. Ted Bundy is such a perfect shortstop. It's
Making
ridiculous.
opportunities.
And the man he escaped from prison. He escaped
Oh,
from
yeah.
he escaped from prison in Washington. That's when he went down to Florida and did his business with the sorority
What's his name?
girls.
Ozzie Davis. He's another famous shortstop, right? What's his
Sure.
name? What's his name? Like the Wizard of Oz? What?
Ozzie Guillen. It is.
What's his name?
Ozzie Guillen.
Ozzie Guillen. No, it's like
Ozymandias.
Ozymandias.
No, it's Ozzie.
We know nothing. I can't believe we even decided. We don't know what sports are.
It doesn't. Well, don't.
Ozzie Smith.
Ozzie Smith.
Who's Ozzie Guillen? Dude, you are the. This is why we have a live audience, everybody. Thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you for that.
I
That's
thought you were
amazing.
making. I thought you were making an Ed Gein joke.
Yeah, I thought
No,
you were
I'm
too. I
not-
thought you were just mashing facts together in your
First of all,
horrible,
when I
twisted,
make bad jokes, I
drunk
do it on
brain.
purpose. Anyway, all right. So let's see here.
And so
let's-
third base.
Now we're on to third base here. So let's go through our lineup really quick. So we got our reptilian overlords, and
Yeah.
we have Charles Manson. We got David.
Charles Manson's barking orders, talking to himself.
Oh, he's spitting all over the place.
loving his life.
Loving those
Oh yeah,
sunflower
he's got
seeds.
some girl with armpit hair and a swastika fucking carved in her forehead next to her. He's loving his life.
Yeah, he calls her forehead the playbook.
Yeah.
And he just like carves it. And then of course we got John Wayne Gacy as our catcher. We got our first baseman who is I'm drinking. Who is it?
Yeah.
Son of Sam.
Yeah,
Son of
Son of
Sam.
Sam, first baseman.
And then our second baseman is the Green River Killer. We got our
Gary Ridgway.
shortstop is the wonderful
Ted
Ted
Bundy,
Bundy. Now we're
heartthrob,
on
yeah.
to third base. And Marcus, what does the third baseman do?
The third baseman requires good reflexes in reacting to batted balls, as he is often the closest infielder to the batter.
I'm going to give this to Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, it
So
requires a
he's not-
strong arm, and he often makes long throws to first base.
Absolutely. Now we were to say Jeffrey Dahmer. That makes a lot of sense, but when it comes down to it, for me, you know, it's like what you really want is like what's going to give the Wisconsin Pig Bugs an edge. You know what I mean? The thing that no one see coming.
Right.
But mid fucking game, take out Jeffrey Dahmer, Pinhead from Hellraiser. Yeah. Fucking third base.
So Dahmer misses the ball.
They pull him, and who we send it in? You fucking into the box. You have a little girl out there with the box. She opens it up, fucking hooks, shoot from the sky,
Right.
rip her skin off. She's just screaming, muscle going. Ah!
So you
What's
really
gonna
do
strike-
not want to get stuck on third.
What is going to strike fear into the hearts of the Colorado Rockies is seeing a girl get flayed by ethereal spirit hooks, and then you got like he's just shooting. He's like he's got a long arm. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? You're around. You're not going to make a move. You're going to make a move. You're going to try to steal third. Look over, fucking Pinhead's floating there, going like, "I will eat your soul."
That's right. Trainer.
And here's the great thing is that Pinhead, of course, is a demon from hell. Third base is also known as the hot corner.
Isn't that something?
Interesting.
I
didn't
love all
even
this.
know that it works out.
This is educational on so many levels, and people are loving listening to it.
I just imagine he's got it would just be difficult to kind of like hang out with Pinhead. I don't know if he's like a fun guy.
I don't know.
He's
He
bored.
gives you the sushi treatment, takes all the skin off your bones, wraps you in rice. I mean, this is a nightmare
Can't
situation.
wear a hat.
That's right.
And
No.
that's a problem for baseball.
And that's
fashion.
sad.
I mean, he's got a
that's
lot
true.
of he's got a lot of great stories. If you remember in Hellraiser 2, they actually give the backstory of the man who became Pinhead.
That's right.
He was a World War I veteran.
Yeah,
Man's
very
got-
true.
and
That's
he's
the
a
problem.
little
Though.
dry.
Veterans are just fucking boring.
Yeah.
They're always-
I love
They're
veterans.
just talking,
hammering nails
talking,
into their
talking.
heads.
Yeah.
You know, it's the closest thing that gets them back to the war, which is kind of fun. All right, so we have. I agree. So we got Jeffrey Dahmer, but he misses a throw to the home plate. We got to get him pushed out of there. We got Pinhead on third base. This is a
Let's
real
go center field.
center field.
Center field.
This is a pivotal role in a baseball squad.
Yes, that is.
Is that what you call a baseball group?
a squad?
It's a squad.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Interesting.
I agree.
I'm going to go over someone. It's just like, what do you want? It's like the long ball's coming on. You want someone who's got fucking like a deep fucking tool set of skills. You know
Right.
what I mean? Yeah. A guy that is you're like legends come out of center field. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like name some famous center fielders.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Ken Griffey Jr.
No.
Ronald
let's-
Briggled.
Let's go to the audience.
You've got Tommy Two-Step.
Oh no,
Johnson.
Tommy Two-Step is true. But the weirdest
John
thing was
Travolta.
Tommy Two-Step. He could only get the ball if it was within 2 steps of him. It
That's
was a
the
very.
thing. Oh, he's got 2 steps.
He never missed it though.
2 steps. Within 2 steps, you're going to find a better center fielder.
Hey man, you knew what you were getting when you hired Tommy Two-Steps.
That's why center fielder of the Wisconsin and now playing center field for the Wisconsin Pigbloods, Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper, everybody.
That's a problem though. Is it's like he keeps running back for his hat though. That's his big. That's his big
Yeah.
thing. Is he runs. He's got his cape flapping in the wind.
Outfielders must cover large distances, so speed, instincts, and quickness to react to the ball are key.
You put 2 whores on either side of that field, and Jack the Ripper is going to be running back and forth. Runs
I
over,
do think-
stabs one, catches the ball. Runs over,
Yeah.
stabs another girl, catches the ball.
If there is an afterlife, that is his ultimate peril. Like that is Jack the Ripper has 2 whores on either side of him, and he stabs them, but they never die. So he's just, oh man, that one's alive.
keep cutting her breasts off, but they keep growing back.
I don't know what to do about it.
And here's an interesting thing about Jack the Ripper is that we might be getting a 2-for-1 here because it's rumored that Jack the Ripper was possibly H.H. Holmes.
No
Yeah,
way.
no,
In fact, no,
about
and,
this rumor.
and
I-
it is a
No,
relative.
no. I'm going to go completely against that. H.H.
Yeah?
Holmes is a well thought out, methodical. He's organized murderer. He's he likes it. He's a controlling fucking fuckface.
He's more of a
You know what I mean?
trapdoor
And Jack
spider
the Ripper
type
is
of
an
guy.
impulsive, rapey. He's a raper.
Yeah.
He gets out there. He wants to cut off the tits and he eats them and he eats their organs and shit. It's like he can't be building stuff all day. He can't have architects. He can't have plans around.
H.H. Holmes would have a television show right now. What's the name of that TV channel?
This old house.
This old
Is
house.
that about,
yeah.
yeah.
This
exactly.
old house that
Yeah.
murders a bunch of women.
Extreme Home Makeover.
Exactly. H.H. Holmes is just a construction man.
Do you guys know who H.H. Holmes is?
You don't know who H.H. Holmes is?
He is America's first serial killer.
Oh, my
He's
goodness.
fantastic.
He built a murder mansion what he did was that he would build wings of his house with different architects and either fire them mysteriously or murder them.
Yeah.
And to the point where it's like no one knew the actual outlay of his house, and there was dead hallways that would lead to dead ends, and then he had
True horror
giant
house.
furnaces in his basement where he would basically there would be rooms with double mirrors, and he'd watch women in these rooms, and then he'd gas them and
Yeah.
then send their bodies down chutes to basements where they would be burned. And no one caught him for
Nobody ever caught him,
decades.
and they didn't catch him.
Yeah.
And he actually got arrested for tax evasion, I think.
Yeah,
well,
it was
he
like
was
an
a
Al Capone
notorious.
type thing.
He was a notorious tax cheat.
Yeah,
Well,
which tells you what the government really cares about.
Well,
They're like,
tax
kill
evasion-
anybody you want, but give us our fucking money.
Yeah,
You know?
tax evasion was what first put the investigator onto his trail. That's how they eventually found him. But when he was arrested, I think he had killed his his wife's brother's children.
Well, he would marry women for their money.
Yeah.
And then kill them.
He
And
was
he
a
also did
notorious
this whole
scammer.
thing under the guise of the Chicago World's Fair in the late 1800s. So there were women coming from all over the United States to try to find work in Chicago. It was kind of the first time that women were more independent. And so he would take full advantage of that, and he would bring them into his boarding house and then just fucking slash them up.
And they would disappear, yeah.
And another thing that
It was a
he used to do-
real dead and breakfast. Are you leaving? No, Henry, come back to the show. No, Henry, don't leave. No, I mean, it's punny. Henry, it's punny. Henry, come back. It's punny. It's punny.
It's
Yeah.
funny. It's
fun.
punny. It's
fun.
good. It's
yeah, people
punny.
love puns.
Yeah.
The New York Post is a very popular magazine.
bumping our numbers. Every
Oh,
time we do
that's-
a pun, we get 5 more listeners.
And
That's
another thing that he would do to dispose of the bodies, that he would you would lower the women into vats of acid and then sell the skeletons to local medical schools.
That's
Man,
how he
I-
made all of
and
this.
they
I
never-
could only
never
find
asked.
one of those skeletons. That would be amazing to have in the house. I have a gigantic 6-foot plastic skeleton in my house right now, but it's not bones.
No, and it's
I can make
full
you-
of semen,
It makes me sad.
which is very
I
disgusting.
mean, I can make you some bone art if you want.
He has a full costume made out of cow bones from his family's farm.
I would rather not talk about Marcus's disgusting traits. All right, so that's our middle field. Our
Center
field. So H.H. Holmes is a proper
Now
replacement.
coming to left field where you want again, it's another rangy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lanky.
Lanky.
Someone who can jump.
Someone's all over the place, moving
That's
all
right.
around.
That's
and
right.
I'm going to put out there David Icke. He's not a serial killer. but he covers a lot of ground.
That is a good point right now, which you just made. Do
And
you guys know
again,
who David Icke is out there in the
no,
crowd? Okay, you got to check out David Icke. He's the one who talks about the reptilian overlords, who you now know
So again,
run our
and
team.
this thing, and he's suspecting there's something going on with the managers because the manager's got like a long face and a big weird plastic
Yeah.
pink mask on, going like, "Yeah, David, maybe you should take left field." And he's like, "There's something up with these managers."
Yeah. Balls are whizzing past his head, but we don't have him
It's
out
the
there.
Archons.
That's right. David Icke is fantastic.
Archons is what they call people that are like, reptilian intelligences that are reincarnated into human bodies that are now people like Barack Obama.
Think about that.
There's
Think
Barack
about
Obama,
that.
George H. Bush.
Think about that.
Think about him. He's
Name
one
another
Princess
person.
Diana's murderer.
Think about
Wasn't
that.
an accident.
Think about that.
Yep.
That's the thing with David Icke. David Icke actually is a complete lunatic who might be onto something. My favorite story about David Icke is when he met the former Prime Minister of Britain. And
Pull his face off.
tried to
It's
pull his face off
I
and tried
know
to
there's
eat
an
it.
iguana in
yeah,
that.
and the Prime Minister's like, I think there's zombies around. They're like, that's crazy. And then David Icke, I think he's a reptilian. Anyway, it's this vicious circle of insanity. But the story with David Icke, just to tell you how insane he is, a great example is David Icke is backstage at a studio. He's about to go on and do a television show. The Prime Minister had just finished.
Which Prime Minister? Tony Blair or
no, this
David
is a guy
Cameron?
from the 70s. I forget the guy's name now. From 70 to
Was
73.
Wilton Munson?
Wilton Munson. We might
Yeah,
as well
he's
just go with
very,
that. but
very British.
He was the guy who started.
Checkle Buckleberry.
Chuckle Beckleberry, yeah. He was the guy who started the English off on the beginnings of the European Union with the overall euro and the
I
future
don't understand
of
what
global
you're talking
currency.
About. Sure, whatever, yeah.
Global currency. Anyway,
Yeah,
there's a
which
large
is a
world
very
government that's gonna
reptilian
take over
agenda type of thing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Because
Yeah.
you're manipulating. Because money is fake, and you just make up the numbers, and that's what makes.
Well, we nearly had $1 trillion coin. So that's true. But basically, so David Icke is hanging out with the former prime minister, and he's like looking at him, and he's like, he looked at me. He scanned me up and down like a reptile, and he's like, oh, he's definitely reptilian. Guy just died. Turns out, raging homosexual. The former prime minister never was married. All these guys are like, yeah, we used to just fuck the shit out of that dude.
I knew he
And so
was staring at my
basically,
penis in order to eat it for his sex
Right.
ritual. And it's
So
just like, no, he
basically-
just wanted to make love to you.
He wanted to
David Icke.
bang you, and David Icke could not rationalize that in his head, so he's like, must be a reptile.
Can you imagine going out on a
Must be.
single date with David Ike?
I would
it would
never
be
want it
like,
to end.
Couldn't even
It would
get
be
to
like
the
going
hors
out on
d'oeuvres.
a single date with you.
Very similar. Henry hasn't been on a date in a very long time. He's in a very happy relationship right now, and he loves his life. Now,
I just
if
I
you
just
wanna
think
take
about
that-
reptiles a lot.
yeah. So if you want to
That
like,
manifests itself in conversation.
Quite a bit, but that's fine.
yes, every time I say Henry is happy, then just like take that in your brain, pretend your brain's a mirror, and then like reverse it, because he is sad.
I'm fine.
No, you're great, and you look good. All right, so here we go. So we got. I think we filled out our entire team.
No,
already.
right field.
Oh,
We have
we have
right
right
field.
field.
And then we also got a bullpen, a mascot, and I got a cheering section.
And we also never did the pitcher.
And we never did the pitch.
Let's do it. Let's fly through this. We got we got right field again. We want a big rangy guy. When a guy out there is making a lot of moves, putting pressure on people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's a good one? Another one I would say is
Can I say Fred West?
which one's Fred West?
You know, Fred West.
Fred West is
possibly.
an amazing serial
He's
killer.
fucking nuts.
Well,
One of
him
the
and his-
worst.
Him and his wife, they were fantastic.
Fred and Rose
Oh
West.
no, I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
I don't know, but
They were
again,
a
these
British
are home.
couple.
These are homebodies. We
Yeah.
wanted somebody who's a guy who makes a lot of moves.
I know, but Fred
Henry
West
Lee
made-
Lucas. Henry Lee Lucas. He killed upwards of 300 people. So he says he went around with him and his homosexual partner in crime. They would pick up drifters and murder them for pleasure.
Yeah.
Well,
Couple
why,
of-
why
all
else
over
did
the
he
country?
kill?
Yeah. Officially, he only killed 11 people, but confessed to over 600.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the kind of guy you want out there for fucking looking, make some plays.
So he killed. So he officially killed 300.
Yeah, well-
Confessed to over 600.
No, he officially killed 11. They say that most likely it's around 200, but he confessed to about 600.
He's
That's
like the
typical.
Wilt Chamberlain.
yeah.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
numbers.
Yeah.
Real
Putting
big
up
numbers.
real big numbers. All right, that's fantastic. First of all, I just want to say as well, let's do a quick little audible. Our medic, team medic, let's say Pinhead gets injured.
Yes.
One of the hooks accidentally gets him in the eye.
Yeah.
And of course, our medic's going to be Dr. Death, Dr. Harold Shipman, an English fella who killed over 215 people using
But
morphine
again,
and
my
things like that.
problem with this guy is that he did it easy. It's
Yeah.
hard to strangle a woman with pantyhose. It is easy to just put morphine into a drip.
Old people.
That's why he's the team medic.
Yeah.
You know. That's
You know, I think you need a level-headed man for the teammate.
Absolutely.
I'm with Ben on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I still thought I think he cackled himself to sleep every night.
oh yeah,
You know, I
definitely.
still think like every night he was like, yeah, evil. And then
There was
See,
nothing.
fell asleep watching Frasier.
For cheering section, it was a group that me and you were talking about the other day, the Chicago Rippers. Yeah, the Chicago Rippers, very underrated group. What the Chicago Rippers used to do, they were a satanic ritual abuse group of people who used to kidnap women, cut off their breasts, masturbate into the breast, cut it up, and then eat it.
Ah.
They were fucking and
It sounds-
And
it's
apparently that's how the Mets won the 1989 World Series.
It
It
also-
worked very well.
It also sounds like the inspiration for cocoa water. Which is kind of interesting.
And side note, one of the guys used to work construction for John Wayne Gacy.
Oh,
Man,
interesting.
it's a small world out there.
Oh, it's great.
Wait, so wasn't the Green River Killer? Weren't they cousins?
Gacy and
No, the Green River Killers. Like there were two cousins, right? They were doing it.
No,
Who were the cousins?
That's not true.
It wasn't BTK. It was one. I think it was the Green River Killer, right? Didn't he? Wasn't it two dudes?
No, the Green River Kill was just Gary Ridgway.
What is the other prostitute spree killer in California that wasn't Green River
the
Killer?
Hillside Strangler?
The Hillside
Every
Strangler.
red-blooded American man.
That guy.
And then there was the
is
Boston
not-
Strangler.
Yeah, Hillside Strangler. Yeah, that was him and his cousin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Just clarifying. That was inside baseball talk. I'm sorry.
That was inside baseball. Let's get some outside baseball talk here, and let's get to our
Our pitcher, probably arguably one of the most important members of a baseball
That's right.
squadron.
And I want to say, before we get to our pitcher, we did a tournament of champions. We did a March Madness situation full of serial killers. And a lot of folks wrote in, and a lot of folks talked to us. They said that this fella that we're about to announce was very underrated in our tournament.
because we had Jeffrey Dahmer came in on top, just because he's more of we understand
best.
him. You know,
We
when it comes
understand.
down
I'm
to
a
it. We
Wisconsin
understand
native
what he-
myself. Jeffrey Dahmer has haunted my dreams forever, but I always sort of related to the fella.
It's just when nerds don't go to comedy, sometimes they kill a bunch of people.
That's
It's
right. That's
it's just
true.
one or the other. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that those impulses lie right next to each other.
I mean, I might be trying to make zombie sex slaves with acid right now.
who knows?
Who knows?
But instead, we take all that energy, we put it into podcasts.
Yes.
That's right.
Which I think is very
And other
important.
comedic events. So our
And online shopping.
oh my
That
god,
really
I can't
helps.
get enough of Groupon.
I love eBay.
I love Groupon. No. Okay. So our pitcher is going to be. Who do you want to announce it?
Oh yeah, the man himself. You want to say this guy was he's a legend. He's incredible. Very
Hispanic.
scary.
Hispanic, which is
Hispanic,
always huge in baseball.
Very good for
Yeah.
baseball. Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker.
Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, and
Because he's again long-limbed. This is the kind of guy you want being a pitcher. You know he's got a heck of a fucking what's a dead ball? What's it called?
Curveball.
A curveball. Is
Fastball.
another one. What's
A
the one that
knuckle
falls
bar.
Down? Like
A knuckleball.
Knuckleball.
Sure.
You never know where this guy's coming from.
that's absolutely
Because
correct.
what he does is the Night Stalker would do, and this is a thing that everyone should watch out for, which is what he would do is he would break into homes of couples. while
Is
they
anybody
were-
in a relationship out there?
He would
All
break
right.
into a home of couples, and then what he would do is he would hide in the house, and then you'd come home, and you'd spend a whole night not knowing that the Night Stalker was in your house,
Mm-hmm.
up in your closet. You wouldn't look in the closet because you were whatever, doing ever, say hang out. He'd wait till you fall asleep, and then come out and
let's
and
go to
murder
bed.
you at gunpoint.
Let's go to bed, honey. I'm so
Oh,
tired.
I'm so tired, and he's just
I'm
like,
gonna wake up early tomorrow. And it's like,
don't
bro.
you tell me what to do.
That's
so
right.
it's like, I'm looking for a job.
And that's the thing. I never loved you, and you've gained 4 pounds. The deal is, the lesson with Ramirez is, whenever you want to stay up and drink all night and party, do. Because there's a man in your closet, and as soon as you fall asleep, you're a dead woman.
You're a dead person.
Or a man.
Or
That-
a dead person.
And this is the deal. With the Night Stalker, he terrified the Los Angeles area to a point where it was summertime, 105 degrees outside. A lot of folks didn't have air conditioning. They were still shutting their windows, locking them. Very uncommon for the area. No man, no woman was
Very
saved.
scary guy.
He also, so he's confirmed with 28 kills, and he would have preferred, this is kind of interesting.
And
this
he's a
is one-
flashy guy. He loves the camera.
He is a flashy
He's
guy.
one of those guys who would because it's like when during his trial he became notorious because he would draw pentagrams on his hands and show them to the court cameras, and he was
And here's a little bit of an excerpt from a dialogue. This is from actual testimony from a witness. This is one of the women that he was tying up. He said, "You bitch, you motherfucker, you don't scream, otherwise I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill your kid in the crib, and I'm going to kill your son." The woman said, And she replied, I swear I won't. I swear I won't scream. I swear I won't go out. And he slapped her one more time and said, swear upon Satan. And I said, yes, I swear on Satan I won't scream.
Well, very interesting.
Cool.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you also want to know what Marcus is going to be doing around 9:35 tonight, he will be masturbating to that paragraph, which is very exciting.
And then, but then again, in a proper baseball defense, you also have to round it out. Like you got a strong, Richard Ramirez, strong opener.
Absolutely.
You know,
The Night,
so what you
but
got.
I do want to point this out. The Night Stalker, it sounds like a great name. But this is one lesson that I always enjoy with Ramirez is you can't always get what you want. And occasionally the media makes you to be something that you don't necessarily want to be. The Night Stalker would have preferred the name The Night Prowler, and he never got what he wanted.
Really?
Good.
Isn't that interesting?
Good. That's
Because
so
The
much
Night
worse.
Stalker is actually a better name.
You cannot choose your nickname. It's like we had
That's
our
right.
buddy in college. You talk around. He was like, he's like, I never had a nickname. It's like, yeah. It's like, how about you guys start calling me Viper?
Ah, yes, Viper.
Yeah, and we're like, no, and then we just call.
Your
I
new
think we
nickname is
called
gonna
him
be like
Diaper.
Douche
I think
Nut.
we called him
Yes.
Diaper,
That's
and I was
like-
just like, that's what you get when you ask for a
Right.
fucking nickname. You're not going to get the nickname that you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And-
Yeah, I want to be called Thor.
Can I call you Sponge Slob?
I guess you have to.
That's kinda
Because
fun.
You give someone a nickname.
Yeah. Sponge Slob Fat Pants.
Yeah.
It's kind of a fun name.
I
for
call you Ben. That's your name.
Yeah, the original
It's the worst
name of
name
the
of
Night
all.
Stalker was even worse. The media originally called him the Door-to-Door Killer.
I mean, what's he selling?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Humpty Slumpty.
That sounds
The
very
Humpty
good.
Slumpty murder.
All right, so
And then,
Ramirez-
then all you want is like, and then again, you want a really good, strong closer. You know, in the end, it's like only
So
so long he's been working. He's been playing fucking 900 games a year. I don't know how many games are in baseball. It's a lot. It's
900
too
a
many.
year. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't think there's 900 days in the year. I
Strong.
mean, there certainly isn't.
I'm not really sure.
I don't know. I
Do
don't
they
know
play
numbers.
more than
I'm not
one
a
game a
numbers
day?
guy.
I'm not really sure.
They could.
Is it like late night? Do they film it like late night?
Oh,
Where
yeah.
they stack them in the afternoons?
Actually, I think the games that we're watching every year were filmed 3 years previous.
Oh yeah.
They
So
stack
they're
'em
3
up.
years ahead.
That's
yeah.
right.
But
so,
yeah, you
okay,
want
so
a good.
we have our Night Stalker as our opener, and now you're doing a you're calling to the bullpen.
Exactly. It's like, oh my. It's like Richard's looking tired. You know, he's just
Looks
He
like the
wants
Night
to-
Stalker's getting a little fucking night tired.
Yeah,
Am
exactly.
I right? Am I right? Night sleepy. It looks like
calling
he's
out
about
the
to
closer.
go.
It looks like they're calling for a closer. It was Pennywise the Clown
Pennywise
from
the
It.
Clown,
Because in
everybody.
the end, it's like a southpaw. It's like, he's a tricky guy to pitch against. But if you're a giant spider, like if you turn from clown into a giant
That's
spider,
right.
you're gonna trip him up. It's just like, and then if you
Naturally.
want, you could squirt him with your sticky goo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I've heard that.
And also, you got clown-on-clown action with Pennywise and John Wayne
Which
Gacy.
is just cool.
Yeah,
It's
that's
clown,
just great.
and they have a certain communication that we'll never understand.
No.
As clowns communicate in these very
Yeah,
bizarre
which is
things.
just horn
But I
honks.
will say this: as soon as Pennywise comes onto the field, Pinhead's going to want to leave because I feel like they're occupying the same hell territory.
I don't know. I think
And-
Pinhead doesn't really. I don't think Pinhead doesn't seem like a me guy. I think he's a team player. He's got a whole
No.
crew of dudes.
Always,
No, but
he
there-
always
he's-
shows up with a crew, dude. Remember Hellraiser 3, the guy that shot CDs at people?
I remember Clive Barker's disappointing series. Yes. But I would say overall, I would like.
It's sad. I still love Hellraiser.
I
Even
love
though it's
Hellraiser.
boring,
Dude,
love it.
I love it
You
so
know,
much.
it's just why have such great characters with such amazing makeup and do nothing with them?
I just feel like they all should be living in a high-rise apartment in New York City, and you see their exploits of their dating and their friendships.
Yes. Do you want Pinhead to be played by Matthew Broderick?
Yes, I
Yeah,
do. Yeah.
I would love to see that. But can we? I want to mention this fella and Charles Whitman Jr., the sniper in the tower.
Oh, Charles.
I was
He would be
I
good.
love
He was
Charles
a good
Whitman.
pitcher as well.
I think, well, he would be a great pitcher. I think he could also be a good third baseman because he knows how to shoot the ball right down there at home base. When the human centipede, let's say the human centipede is up to bat. So you got three people ass to mouth, and they can really hit the ball far. So they hit the ball far. They race past Son of Sam. They race past the Ridgeway
Sort of
Killer.
shuffle and kind of like
Yeah,
mumble.
but you can imagine how fast the centipede. They have 6 legs. They have 6 legs. Yeah, they're going.
So
Sure,
is this
they're
a
win-
fully healed human centipede?
This is the centipede that Dr. Hader. Is it? Yeah, Dr. Hader always wanted it to
Dr.
be.
Laser.
Dr. Laser. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Dieter
Dieter
Laser.
Laser.
Dieter Laser,
Dieter
yeah.
Laser always wanted it to be. This is the vision of the centipede that he, had in his head when he was sewing people asked him out.
Hanging out, penning his human centipede, like
Yes.
they'd all be a big, happy family. Yeah.
So let's say they're up to bat, they hit the ball, and it's going very, very far. David Icke is out there in left field talking about the reptilian,
well, he's just sitting there
staring at him.
scribbling and talking to no one and
Yeah.
asking everyone if he's insane.
The ball zipped, and everyone's like, yes, you are insane. He's like, what? What are you saying? Am I?
The Grand Reptilian plot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So the
Jack
ball
the Ripper's
sits-
just stabbing a woman.
Of course, naturally.
Again, again, you get all these guys together. It's fun to watch, but it's bad baseball.
It's terrible baseball.
Yeah.
Great for murdering, though. So they race past the Son of Sam. They race past the Ridgeway Killer. They race past Pinhead, and they're getting to home base over there. You got John Wayne Gacy. Pinhead throws the ball way over John Wayne Gacy's big fat hand. He can't handle it. That's when you need somebody like Charles Whitman, the sniper in the tower, to fucking be the third baseman to stop the human centipede when
Question
they're
is,
rushing
all right.
to the
This
home
man,
base.
this man
the
got
thing.
46 shots off.
And
46.
this is before
He was a
semi-automatic
fucking Marine.
rifles.
Yeah, he
He
killed
was a trained Marine.
killed
That's right.
14, wounded 32. Whew.
Yeah.
He knew how to shoot.
Lee
This
Harvey
man was
Oswald's
amazing.
got nothing on this
Nothing.
side. If only they had used him as a patsy, they would have gotten JFK, they would have gotten Jackie, they would have gotten 2 Secret Service dudes,
That's
and
right.
they would have gotten a couple people in the crowd.
That's right. And this
This is the guy
also,
you want. This is the guy you want on your team.
yes, that's true. And that also
I
reminds
didn't
me.
even think about this. The other thing is also my new question: if you're going to stop a runaway human centipede,
Right.
which one do you shoot in the head?
You shoot the one in the middle.
Middle.
Yeah, you shoot the one in the
That would
middle.
be because it's like 2 people struggling.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. When you die, you shit. You know, so that guy in the back is having a tough time.
Oh,
And-
yeah, because he's
you know, eating shit, like literally eating human feces, and then the guy in the front. I mean, he can't carry all that load, so they're just crawling to home base at this point. It's very, very difficult.
Yeah, you
That's
just
what
come
we
up and you
need.
just hit it with a hammer.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and that's what John Wayne Gacy would do.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to call in. Let's say as well. Let's go to the bullpen one more time.
Yeah.
George W. Bush.
Oh,
Great.
yeah.
Can we all, George W. Bush is the greatest serial killer of all time. So we're going to give him the pitcher spot as well. Sometimes, Pennywise can't make the
And
closing
Osama
spot.
bin Laden's just watching from heaven.
That's right. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Well, that one was for us. That was for
yeah,
us.
that's for us. No, that's anti-American, buddy. That is anti-American.
There's no heaven.
No. And there was no Osama bin Laden. But that's fine. That's for a different episode. Is it?
I don't know. Yeah, that would be an interesting episode.
Oh, I just want to be Alex Jones so bad.
I just want to see this game now.
Yeah.
What am I going to do now? I'm going to go watch real baseball.
Terrible. It's awful.
I'll put it all together.
I feel like we filled out our entire squad.
I think so.
And then then team mascot. If we want to say, if you
okay.
want to dress somebody up as a bear, who's the funniest,
let's
cutest
give
one
Osama
of
bin
all?
Laden the team mascot.
No,
He would be
no,
team
no,
mascot
no.
Martin from Human Centipede 2.
Jarvis, he said him be too. He is a fucking cuddly guy.
That's
He's the
true.
Burgess Meredith of fucking retarded centipede makers.
And you don't dress him up as anything. You just put him in his whitey tighties, give him a crowbar, and then he can go around doing his little thwack on like
Did you guys see
cantaloupes
Human
and shit.
Centipede 2 there in the crowd? Why are you here?
Human,
What? You don't know anything
Human
about serial killers?
Centipede 2 is the shit.
It's
so
amazing.
good.
It's a must see.
Oh, fuck South Park.
Fuck South Park. South Park's
Sometimes
great.
Trey
South
and
Park's
Matt-
amazing.
sometimes-
If South Park is listening, hire us.
Of course, hire us, please. But Trey and Matt occasionally hit on sensitive subjects. It's like, make fun of Scientology, make fun of Christianity, make fun of Mormonism, but leave Human Centipede out of it. Leave Human Centipede out of your jokes.
Art only comes along every once in a while.
That's right.
Why make fun of it? Did they
Exactly.
make fun of the Mona Lisa?
I was going to
South
say
Park?
the Mona Lisa. Do they make fun of the thing that Michelangelo did with the painting?
The ceiling.
The ceiling with the painting. Did anybody mock that? I don't think so.
Did anyone lampoon the Statue of David?
All right. So
We've had enough fun.
we've had enough fun, guys. Let's take it easy. So we have Martin as our mascot. I feel like overall this team is fantastic, and we're going far.
Absolutely, and I just can't wait to see them play the St. Louis Coeds. And it's just a team of just hot, scantily clad women coming out, and you just see them all like, yeah, except for John Wayne Gacy, who's just bored.
Yeah, John Wayne Gacy's bored.
Everybody else is like, I thought this
Dahmer's,
was going to be the Little League World Series. This is terrible.
Gacy's bored. Dahmer's bored. Henry Lee Lucas is bored. You got to put a couple of dudes on there for them.
I guess it's true. Yeah. You get what's his name? Chad Manning. What's the guy from 21 Jump Street? Fucking Channing Tatum.
Yeah, Channing Tatum.
Yeah, get him wiggle around out there, and they'll just stab him to death.
By the
yeah.
way, this is all done like MTV's Rock and Jock
Yeah.
as well. If you guys recall Rock and Jock, which was amazing. And so it's a softball game.
Yeah, it's a softball game.
Some degree.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming
Yeah,
out.
this has been
thank
great.
you.
And please listen to last podcast on the left. You can find it on Cave Comedy Radio, and there's a whole bunch of different other shows on there that are amazing as well. So this has been super fun.
Take me out to the ball game.
Ow! 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 Ow!
You get a paper cut?
No, I was just
That was you,
pretending
the
to be a
people getting
co-ed.
murdered.
I was
Yeah.
trying to be a
Oh,
co-ed
yeah.
getting
All right.
killed by Ted Bundy. You imagine you're on second base, you're like, I could steal third base, but then Ted Bundy's over there
Pay
licking a
extra
knife.
money to sit in the close seats because then you get splattered with blood.
Oh, splatter seats!
Like, toss me a booby.
Oh, splash zone!
Yeah.
Oh, this would be so cool.
Well, thank you.
Gallagher Show.
Absolutely. Well, Magustalations, everyone.
Congratulations. Hail Satan. We'll talk to you.
Hail
Satan. Hail me.
Hail Geen.